What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Classic Chronicles. Oh man, so this is gonna be a little bit of a different episode, man. Normally, I like to keep things lighthearted around here, but as I'm recording this, it is September 11th, man. I was very skeptical about doing this one, but it's been 21 years since the attack, and I figured, no better time to let it out than now. I just want to talk a little bit about my experience on that very, very horrible day, where where thousands of people lost their lives in the 9/11 attacks on the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, in Flight 93, all of that stuff. So I remember I was just getting, I was getting up to go to school. School had just started, maybe like a week prior. So this was like the first full week of school that we were into. I was in eighth grade on 9/11 when 9/11 happened. So I remember it was a nice day, Still early September, so weather wasn't crazy at all. Matter of fact, it was beautiful. I remember it being like 80 degrees, and daylight savings time hadn't ended yet, so sun was still nice and bright and shiny at 8 in the morning, when 8:15 in the morning when we got to school. Used to take the cheese bus. Yeah, all y'all that went to public school and know what I'm talking about, but nothing wrong with that. But anyway, we got to school. I remember sitting in homeroom. It was, I had, my homeroom was my science class, Mr. D'Angelo. Shout out to Mr. D'Angelo, man. Real cool cat. But anyway, so I remember sitting in homeroom, and he was teaching us biology, about cells and everything. Uh, I mean, not biology. He was teaching us about cells and everything. And I remember asking him if I could go to the bathroom, and then he was like, so yeah, and then so I go, but something told me to wait a second, and all of a sudden we had TVs in our classroom, so it came on, and then but instead of like the principal coming on, like the news was playing, and they flashed to a shot of the news, and it said, plane hit the World Trade Center. World Trade Center, the first tower was attacked. And I'm sitting there going like, what do you mean the towers were attacked? What's going on? And then so then everybody thought maybe a plane had accidentally hit the towers, and how flights sometimes crash accidentally and accidentally destroy buildings or whatever. So everybody thought that's what this was at the time. uh, and then I remember coming from the bathroom, and then I ran back, and I hustled back, and then by the time I came back, the second plane had hit the World Trade Center. So everybody now, okay, this was no accident. First time maybe, second time definitely not. So then we didn't know what it was, and then I remember all the like teachers on the I think the our science class was on like the third floor or something. I remember all the teachers on that floor were just like scrambling, and trying to get into, everybody that had cell phones at the time were trying to get in touch with their loved ones, but like they couldn't. And then just every the Mr. D'Angelo let us out of class, or because he took us outside of the building because he didn't know what the hell was going on, and he was just waiting for like the principal to say the word, or what to say the word on what happened. And then I remember just going on the elevator, and on every floor you could hear, the frantic screams of people just trying to find out what is going on. And it's like it's like, wow. Like our generation has never experienced anything like that. So uh, so what do you call it? And then the principal told us to come. Principal said, let everybody stay in the building. Everything is safe. That this happened in Manhattan, and like we don't need to worry about anything, because like we were in Elmhurst. So but everybody was still worried. As far as like another attack happening. He was like, "Oh, we don't need to we don't need to evacuate the building or anything like that. No, nothing's gonna happen here." But as as the second plane hit, as the day went on, then you hear more information about it being a terrorist attack, and then that you hear about Flight 93, crashing into the Pentagon, and then the other flight happening, crashing into the field, and it was like, oh man, it was just a hectic day, man. Just so many, and then personally, my sister Erica, she went to school in Manhattan, so that was a really, really crazy day for my mom and the rest of the family, not knowing if she was gonna make it out all right, because she had walked across the Williamsburg Bridge, just trying to get home, and she didn't make it home till like 6 or 7 o'clock at night, and we were extremely thankful that she did, because of all those other people who didn't make it home. Uh, almost 3,000 people, woke up to go about their daily lives, and you don't think that's the last time that you're gonna see your loved ones when you wake up that morning, and you leave to go to school or work. And personally, I knew a few people, like my buddy Pete, whose dad was a firefighter. He lost his life in the 9/11 attacks, and running the World Trade Center to save some people. And then I knew another friend of mine named Dora. She I remember her telling me a story where she worked in the World Trade Center, but uh, she didn't lose her life that day. Thankfully, because her son, who was an infant at the time, he had he had when he had she had went to drop him off at daycare so she could go to work. But the problem is that I guess he didn't want to go that morning, and he was just fidgety and didn't want to go, and like was like screaming bloody murder, trying not to go. And I guess that was his way of his mom thought he was just being difficult, but in essence it ended up saving her life. So what happened was, she didn't go, like, she took her son back home, and had to stay with him because they didn't have a baby. She didn't have a babysitter. She was a single mother, so she didn't have a babysitter, and that in essence ended up saving her life. So I guess her son saved her life that day. But man, I haven't seen her in a while. She lives in Florida now. But man, what a crazy day that was. And damn, I just remember like everything. Just I've never seen so much frantic things happening at that point in my life. Like up until that point in my life, everything was calm. Like I've never been a part of something like that. So, and it just that day it opened my eyes to how scary this world is. And a lot of things have happened since then to further solidify my point. But But yeah, it was just a really tough day for everybody, not just here in New York, but all around the world, man. No matter where you go, uh, no matter where you go and you speak of 9/11, man, everybody knows what you're talking about, man. It's a tough thing to deal with, and you know, God bless everyone who lost their lives, and all the first responders and EMTs and just regular, ordinary New Yorkers, man, that tried to save everybody's life, save each other's lives, and stuck with each other in that moment of unity. I, I'm not the only person who said this, and it's like the people that. The people that like live here and some people who I personally know have said, man, I've never seen more unity amongst people than in 9/11, because if you live in New York is hustle and bustle city, and we're not really, we don't really take no shit off anybody. So like for us to it takes something like that for us to come together, and it was so awesome to see that. Just people helping each other, whether it's just giving a bottle of water or a hug, whatever it is, man. It's just amazing to see that, and I'm so grateful to be a part of that, man. And as we look back, 21 years later, man, still it's like it was just yesterday. It's like it's one of those things where no matter what happens, you never forget where you were. Like I'll never forget it, and I'm sure everybody who lived it and was able to there are some people that didn't not a lot of people survived that day, but there are some people that have the ability to tell a survivor story. But it was just an uplifting, like, even in tragedy, it proved 9/11 proved there is a bit of coming together, togetherness, even in the most terrible of tragedies. So God bless everyone who, like I said, God bless everyone who lost their lives and assisted in helping locate bodies at Ground Zero, and everybody who built the 9/11 Memorial Museum, which is sadly closing its doors soon. Oh man, just man, the lesson to take from that day, and the lesson to keep taking from tragedies like this, is just hug your loved ones a little tighter, man, because tomorrow's never promised. Um, yeah, so that's gonna do it for this episode of the Classic Chronicles, man. Like, subscribe, share, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you don't miss a video. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.